Now the palatopharyngeal muscle. So the uh, palatine tonsils are guarded anteriorly by anterior pillar, which is formed by palatoglossal arch, and it is formed by palatoglossal muscle, and posteriorly by posterior pillar, which is palatopharyngeal arch, and it is containing the palatopharyngeal muscle, palatopharyngeal arch, posterior pillar, and it is bounded by palatopharyngeal muscle. Now, these palatopharyngeal muscles have some circular fibers. Basically, this is a longitudinal muscles, but it contains the circular fibers which goes posteriorly to superior constrictor muscle. So, superior constrictor muscles have the circular fibers. So, these circular fibers muscle somehow goes along with the superior constrictor muscle of the lower fiber to forming a Passavant's ridge. So what is the importance of this Passavant's ridge? This Passavant's ridge have some importance. So when we eat or when we speak, the soft palate moves posteriorly to meet the, so the soft palate move posteriorly to meet this Passavant's ridge and close the nasopharyngeal isthmus. So the when we eat, the food particles does not go to the nasopharynx, so they go to the oropharynx through the through the epiglottis. Now this is the importance of Passavant ridge. So if these Passavant ridges are present but the soft palate, if the soft palate, now comes to the clinical point, if the soft palate does not able to meet the Passavant's ridge, suppose there is bifid uvula or there may be any cleft palate, so the soft palate cannot able to meet the Passavant ridge, as a result of which there is a posteriorly gap which is produced, through which the words which usually do not pass through the nose now pass. So through this posterior gap, the words move and creates a resonance. Through this posterior gap, the words move and create a resonance. This is known as hypernasality or rhinolalia aperta. So this causes nasal regurgitation of the food. So as a result, there is a nasal regurgitation of food. This is known as velopharyngeal insufficiency. So this is the one of the importance of Passavant ridge. Now coming to laryngopharynx or hypopharynx. Laryngopharynx is guarded anteriorly by the posterior cricoid area or the posterior surface of the cricoid. So anteriorly there is posterior surface of cricoid, that is the posterior or post cricoid area, postcricoid area. The postcricoid area is the most common site for the carcinoma in female that is suffering from Palmer-Vinson syndrome. Palmer-Vinson syndrome, which is also known as Patterson-Kelly-Brown syndrome. Patterson-Kelly-Brown syndrome. Okay. Anterolaterally, there is a mucosal fold comes from the thyroid. So mucosal fold from anterior thyroid to the cricoid posteriorly. So from the thyroid there is an anterior fold coming to the posteriorly. This fold forms the pyriform fossa. So this pyriform fossa, this is the pyriform fossa from the thyroid coming to the posterior cricoid, anteriorly from the thyroid towards the posterior cricoid. In anterolaterally, this is the anterolateral part. So this is known as pyriform fossa. What is the importance of this pyriform fossa? The pyriform fossa, the two pyriform fossa acts as a channel for the passage of the food from the oropharynx to the esophagus. So through the pyriform fossa, the food enters from oropharynx to esophagus, and it is a lodgement of foreign body. It is a site of the lodgement for foreign body in the laryngopharynx. So foreign body lodgement. Okay. The internal laryngeal nerve passes in between the middle and the inferior constrictor. We know that. So it lies superficially to the pyriform fossa. So the nerve is sensory nerve which supply the larynx and the hypopharynx at the level of true vocal cord. So if we take any biopsy of any of these areas, the anesthetize the nerve. We have to anesthetize the nerve. We have to anesthetize the inferior internal laryngeal nerve. Internal laryngeal nerve is passed between the inferior constrictor and the middle constrictor, and submucosally in the pyriform fossa. So we have to, if we take out the foreign body or we have to take any biopsy, so we have to very much careful. We have to anesthetize this internal laryngeal nerve. And the pyriform fossa is the richest lymphatic area. So any carcinoma can leads to the carcinoma in the pyriform fossa can leads to the lymph node spread, lymph node metastasis. So where it will lodge, which lymph nodes are basically metastasized into the upper deep cervical lymph node. So upper deep cervical lymph node, it will go to the upper deep cervical lymph node. So this is all about the pharynx, the cavity of the pharynx. Thank you.